Situated in the southernmost Philippines, Mindanao accounts for about a third of the country's land area, a quarter of the country's population, and a fifth of overall income. Endowed with natural richness, diverse culture, and unique history, Mindanao clearly holds out the best hope for the future, a fact every citizen simply can't ignore. Despite being resource-rich, Mindanao is home to the 7 poorest provinces in the country. Even with its natural wealth and great potentials, Mindanao has been receiving less in terms of socio-economic investments. And with the recurring conflicts in parts of the island, it continues to suffer from poverty, hunger, and low quality of life. During the early years, the focus of development in Mindanao had been on political and economic aspects of the island's potentials in nation building. But more on what it can offer and less than what its people can get. 15 years ago, Mindanaoans aspired for a vibrant island-wide economy. Such vision led to the formulation of the first integrated Mindanao 2000 Development Framework Plan in 1994, a 15-year catch-up plan that assessed the importance of economic growth, poverty alleviation, peace, and security. Towards the middle of 1990s, Mindanaoans saw gradual transformation unfolding for the first time, highlighted by the initial gains under the BIMP-IAGA sub-regional cooperation and the historic headways in the peace process, particularly the forging of 1996 final peace agreement between the government and the Moro National Liberation Front. In the early 1970s, Mindanao's average economic growth was a mere 1.9%, way below the country's average of 2.8%. Today, the island region enjoys an annual average growth of 4%. The Mindanao road network has also improved. To date, most of the main highways interconnecting all regions in Mindanao have been completed. Mindanao also contributes about 1/3 of the country's requirements for agricultural and fishery products and 44% of the overall national food requirement. Blessed with fertile soil and favorable climate, it also continues to be the leading supplier of the major food crops such as corn, pineapple, banana, and rubber. But some turn of events for Mindanao in recent years derailed the island's post for economic takeoff. Intermittent and isolated armed conflicts in parts of Mindanao, which peaked in year 2000, have nearly flushed Mindanao's hard-earned gains down the drain. Hounded by same conflict, falling incomes, lesser jobs, and chronic poverty, Mindanao continues to lag behind Luzon and Visayas despite its solid contribution to the country's national wealth. Worse, global issues such as climate change, energy crisis, security, environmental degradation, and worsening poverty will also not spare Mindanao from a possible downturn. So, where do we go from here as far as Mindanao is concerned? How do we move forward 20 years from now? What programs and initiatives ought to be harnessed now and in the future? Emerging concerns such as these led Mindanaoans to craft the Mindanao 2020 Peace and Development Framework Plan, which shall provide the 20-year strategic direction and framework for peace and development in Mindanao. Mindanao 2020 is a living document that hopes to reflect a development framework that consciously looks into its impact not only on economic growth, but on addressing the potential causes of conflict and violence. Facilitating the formulation of the Mindanao 2020, spearheaded by the Mindanao Development Authority, follows a bottom-up process that seeks to maximize ownership of the plan. A wide mass of Mindanaoans are taking part in shaping the Mindanao 2020 vision, goals, and strategies in various platforms such as quick survey, focus group discussions, roundtable discussions, and key informant interviews all across the island region. After a series of consultations, a renewed vision for Mindanao has emerged. The Mindanao 2020 envisions that in 20 years, Mindanaoans of all cultural and socioeconomic backgrounds shall have attained a sustainably uplifted quality of life through collective achievement of a peaceful, developed, and integrated Mindanao. Such vision aptly describes a peaceful and prosperous Mindanao, a place where people live in harmony with and among one another. A culture-sensitive, self-reliant, and responsive Mindanao governance that asserts self-determination. A financially self-reliant, physically connected, and economically integrated Mindanao economy. And a Mindanao community enjoying abundant opportunities to develop their human capabilities as individuals and as communities, marked by trust and solidarity within groups, among diverse cultures and across different regions. Amid the challenges that confront all of us, the goals of the Mindanao 2020 can only be achieved if Mindanaoans continue to dialogue and work together in pursuit of our common vision for Mindanao.